as always, social media is making things seem a little bit more rosy and a little bit more gold-plated than it actually is, because passive income is not easy to gain. It is not easy to keep. It is not easy to manage, to get to.
Is passive income a scam? No, but passive income is a scam if you think you're just going to passive your way to passive income, because that's just not how it works.
With low ticket, guys, it takes just as much work to sell low ticket as it does to sell high ticket.
Welcome to the Success School podcast. We're on episode 49. Is passive income a scam? That's what we're talking about today. Steph, are we so fucking privileged to have you guys watching the show? So if you guys are supporting us from anywhere around the world, we really appreciate it. If that's on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube, thank you so much. I think we've even had some listeners in Spain. El Español.
Oh, hola.
All right, guys, let's kick off with our personal update. We've had some feedback that this is one of the favorite parts of the show, so we will continue with this. I have sold my gym. Let's give me a virtual round of applause. Holy shit, I can't even tell you how hectic the last 2 weeks has been. Man, it has been a fucking journey. Tears, laughter, bittersweet feelings, lots more tears, and then we'll add even more tears on top of that. Steph, how have you found it being in the co-pilot seat of
Fascinating. This? Tim's like, it's been hectic the last, 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, it's been pretty hectic the last 9 years. So yeah. Owning a gym has been, it's been a really cool experience, and it's super bittersweet. Like, it's sad because our community is so phenomenal, and we disbanded that, and it was a really tough decision to make. But on the other side of that has been a lot of freedom, a lot of clarity, a lot of really cool lessons, a lot of really awesome stuff that we've learned that, I know that we're going to be able to help so many more people, sell, buy, even businesses. It's been a really cool learning experience for us. So yeah, it's been amazing, but it's been quite the journey for you.
Feel like a complete entrepreneur now. I've sold a business for a lot of money, which is incredible. So Lambo time. Steph, what's going on with you? What's your personal update?
Yeah, so my personal update is kind of connected to that, I guess. And this is for anybody this is really for anybody, to be completely honest. If you are in a partnership, if you have a significant other or a wife or a husband or someone that's in your world that you work closely with, and I think it could be a business partner, but when one person in the relationship is crumbling and their world is shattering, and there's
Are you talking about yourself?
I'm talking about you.
I don't crumble. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, just all the tears.
There is no crumbling.
Just all of the tears.
That's just like I'm expelling emotion.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, Tim.
Yeah.
Calm yourself. So when one person is crumbling, and yes, this does go both ways. I crumble a lot more often than Tim. But the other person has to stay strong. If someone's feeling really big emotions in the relationship, it's really hard for me as an empath and as a woman not to jump in and want to save that person or feel those things with them or really be there with them, make them feel seen and heard in that experience. But what Tim asked me to do just before we went through the process of selling a gym and finding a buyer and shutting it down and all of the things, Tim said to me, I need you to be strong for me. I need you to not dive into my stuff. I need you to not perpetuate the emotion. I need you to be the backbone of the relationship for the next couple of weeks. Don't feed my worry, anxiety, emotions, or doubts. Just be strong. And I think that's a really beautiful thing to ask of each other. And I think, especially in a business sense, one of you really needs to keep your head on. And Tim is usually that person. Just to be very clear, it's usually me that's losing my mind, and it's been really nice to be strong for you in this period. It's been really lovely, and you've always been that person for me, so it's been really nice.
Yeah, it was definitely harder when you weren't. Two emotional people in a relationship is not ideal.
Two emotional people in a relationship trying to run a business together, yeah, it's not a good mix.
Nah, it sucks.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this passive income. Steph, is it a scam? Tell me about it. Tell me your thoughts. Give me your overarching opinions.
So one of the things that our clients come to us with a lot is, this idea that they'd like to have some sort of passive income. They'd like to have something that was ticking over in the background, that was making them money without them actually having to work for it. And I get it. Gosh, that sounds perfect. That sounds really good. That sounds like what everybody wants, I think, in the whole world. But the reason that I think, it's perpetuated a lot online right now. You guys will be seeing it everywhere on social media. I made this much in my sleep. I made this much in passive income. And I just really wanted to talk about what it actually looks like, because I think that as always, social media is making things seem a little bit more rosy and a little bit more gold plated than it actually is, because passive income is not easy to gain. It is not easy to keep. It is not easy to manage, to get to. And we wanted to dive into what that really looks like today, and what passive income streams are, and which ones work and which ones don't, and also just kind of what really goes into passive income, because I don't know one person that's making passive income that hasn't worked for years to get to a position where they could make passive income. And so we wanted to dive into a little bit of that today. Tim, what's your thoughts on passive income?
Yeah, so I think it can be good if you're highly successful and rich prior to that. I think a lot of passive income works when you've got a lot of money behind you. So if you've got $10 million and you put that in something and it gives you 10%, like obviously you're going to be making $1 million a year, which is epic. But how do you get $10 million in the first place? There's no way to accrue or acquire $10 million passively unless you get it given to you, which would be very rare. So like, is passive income a scam? No, but passive income is a scam if you think you're just going to passive your way to passive income, because that's just not how it works. So anyone that's completed or achieved or created or built anything that's actually worth talking about or is a great success would have had so many trials and tribulations to get to that point, so many lessons, so many strengths, so many weaknesses, so many issues, so many dramas, so much fucking hard work to get to that point. So, let's give like a hypothetical example here. If you wanted to make $1 million profit, which you could actually reinvest in something, in a business, you'd be needing to make like, we'll talk about that in a year. Like, to make $1 million profit, you need to be earning at least like 2.5 million to have $1 million, and then you need to reinvest that $1 million, and then if it returns you 10%, that's it's $100,000, which is great. $100,000 these days, you can't retire off that. So there's nothing passive about it. Yes, it may help you a little bit. There's something passive about it, but it might help you a little bit. But it's not the be all and end all. And I think like what Steph's saying here is it is perpetuated by social media. Yeah,
I think everyone thinks it's going to be easier, and like what Tim's saying is like, yeah, it is passive. Like, you will make that $100,000 passively once you earn the first million. Yeah. And I think that that's the point that I really want to drive home today. And I'm going to, ask you a few more questions around this, Tim. But the number one point that I want to drive home today that I will say multiple times throughout this episode is the fact that you have to earn it first. And so, regardless of whether it's affiliate marketing, regardless of whether it's low ticket courses, regardless of whether it's real estate, stocks, investing, if you want to, go into real estate investment for passive income, you have to buy lots of real estate, which means you have to have lots of money to buy lots of real estate. And so, or do lots of saving and work really hard to be able to afford the income, to be able to buy the real estate, to have the passive income. And so every single passive income stream that you see online requires you to do some level of work, and really hard work, usually over an extended period of time, to be able to generate the passive income. I'd love to use just one person as an example right now, and I'm not going to say who it is, but there's a person online who's making a lot of money on passive income right now. I think you'll know who I'm talking about. And I saw recently, I think she's making like $300,000 a month on like low ticket courses. And I saw recently that she said she's been doing it for 15 years, and this year was the first year that she cracked more than $60K a month.
Yeah.
15 years of...
What's passive about 15 years?
Yeah, 15 years of figuring it out. 15 years of trial and error. 15 years of building audiences. 15 years of copywriting, of marketing, of sales language. 15 years of figuring out graphic designs and teams and hiring and ads and all of the things that have to go into actually making that passive income. 15 years. And then people are watching her right now and they're buying her stuff and they're going, oh my God, this is going to be me in 6 months. But that's not the case, and it's never going to be the case, because anybody who's got something that they're doing passively has worked really hard for it.
Yeah, so I don't think there's anything passive about that business either, because she's having to make the landing pages, she's got to do the marketing, she's got to show up on video.
She has 9 team members.
She has 9 team members. So there's nothing passive about it. Passive for me is waking up and there's money in your bank account. Like, that's what I think passive is, and that's by doing nothing for it. The example with us is, we just bought a house in Perth for just over $1 million, and in 18 months, it's gone up $400,000. That is passive, but it isn't, because for us to buy $1 million house, we have to have $1 million business, basically. And then, like, the effort that's gone into creating $1 million business is literally, Steph's been at this 10 years, I've been at this 15. So that's 25 years of not passive work to get to this point to make $400,000 passively. But then on top of that, we still have to pay the mortgage, we have to pay the interest. So is that actually really passive?
That's it. So, if someone wanted to start thinking about having passive income, what would you recommend that they think about? Like, what are some of the things they need to consider when they're thinking? Okay, so because every single person listening to this podcast is going to be like, I want passive income. Because who doesn't? Like, Tim, you want passive income?
Yeah.
I want passive income. Like, our parents want passive income. My mum gets passive income from Centrelink. If you wanted to get started right now, how would you recommend someone to get started in passive income?
I think the main thing we always come back to in Success School and our programs and our coaching is skills. So if you don't have skills, you're going to have a very hard time making money. And if you're having a very hard time making money, you're never going to have anything passive. So I think the number one thing is to get the skills. If you want to get passive income online, I think the most important thing, it's really underrated. It's like copywriting, marketing, sales copy, how to write hooks, how to create video, how to talk to camera, how to create podcasts, how to coach, how to provide value, how to give a really good customer service experience. All these types of things, they're 1,000 hours each. And there was 8 things there. So what are we talking? 8,000 hours to become skilled enough to create a passive income.
Yeah. I think that the first thing that they would need to look at if you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking about potentially having passive income, one, you need to have a revenue stream that can generate you enough money to either do the passive income that you want to do. So for example, if you want to get into real estate or stocks or shares, you're going to need something to produce a lot of income for you to be able to do that. Now, if you're listening to this and you have a day job, you're probably in a pretty good position if you're in a well-paid job and you can get your expenses down low enough to be able to start putting some stuff away so that you can start making passive income in the next 5 or 10 years potentially.
Yeah.
If you're in entrepreneurship and you're not paying yourself, you're going to find it quite hard to generate passive income initially because for those sorts of endeavors like real estate or stocks and shares and things like that, you are going to need some, income to be able to go and buy those things so that you can get the return on investment and get that passive income happening. For anybody else who's thinking about building passive income online, yes, Tim, I totally agree. I think that Tim and I can 100% agree that the most underrated skill that you need in business is copywriting, and especially sales language and understanding sales language. But second to that, I would say that the next thing that you have to do, if you want to make online income passively, you have to know how to build audiences.
Yeah.
And in today's day and age, what that looks like is knowing how to grab and hold people's attention. And so we are living in literally in an attention economy where, if you can capture somebody, we have a couple of clients in our program who always go viral all the time. And it's because they've become the kings and queens of attention economy. So they understand how to capture people's attention, how to hold them, how to make them feel something in 5 seconds, how to move them from one state to another online. And if you can build audiences and you can move audiences with copywriting, with language, with video skills, presenting, with speaking, then you'll be able to grow and create passive income really, really rapidly.
Yeah, so a little bit of an off tangent here and a point. So I was doing a pop-up ads call in our group yesterday, and one of our clients got on and she said, yeah, check out my ads. I copied Kayla Ittstein's. And I kind of thought, and I was like, that's a really shit strategy for ads because you're copying someone that's famous. And what someone that's famous has that you don't is to have a brand. Which means when someone has a strong brand, they could sell basically anything. And they don't even have to be good at business. And the product doesn't even have to be good. And this is no offense to Kayla Ittstein's because obviously she's successful as shit. But as we've seen, the bigger the brand, the bigger the audience, the bigger the know, like, and trust out there, the worse you can be at certain things in business. So copying someone that's famous with the ad strategy is completely different. And I think Steph was talking about building an audience and copywriting, etc. I think building an audience and having an audience is one of the most underrated things you can do in business. And if you really want to have a passive life, you need to build a big audience.
Yeah.
Or your product has to be so fucking good that it sells itself. And rarely people get to the second one where the product is so good that it sells itself. So the other option here is build an audience. If you don't know how, you need to start researching it.
The thing with building a product that's so good that it sells itself as well is that, I have a friend of mine who is the founder of Mermaid Hair, and the minute she made the product that was so good that it sold itself, Bondi Bruce jumped in and they copied the same thing. So the thing is that when you do create a product that's so good, other people are going to figure out that it's so good, and then you're going to have competition pretty much straight away. I think building an audience is the most underrated hack of being able to, and I think the passive income streams that we're going to go through for you guys and kind of break down our thoughts on them, most of them at some level require you to have people to sell to.
100%. So we're going to get into 3 passive income streams. We're going to give our thoughts on them. So I will start with you, Steph. Affiliate marketing, what are your thoughts on that?
So just to break this down, affiliate marketing is effectively selling other people's products or services to your audience and then making a kickback from it. So one of the best affiliate marketing, there's actually a couple of really good ones out there, but I'm going to use Kajabi as an example because I think it's a really great one. I can't remember exactly what the percentage is, but every time that is it 50%?
Yeah.
For life?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So if you recommend somebody, so we have a client in our program who helps people do Kajabi build outs. So websites, course launches, those sorts of things. And every time that she goes and helps someone, like that's her business, every time she goes and helps somebody do Kajabi build outs, obviously she recommends that they sign up an account and she gives her referral code. And so they get their first month, I think half price or something like that with her referral code. But the genius thing about it is that she then gets 50% of every month's fee for the entire time that that person is using Kajabi, which is crazy because Kajabi is expensive. So if you're looking at it's like 700 Australian dollars per month, I think it's around that. So she's getting $350 per month, and she's got let's say she's got 30 clients that are sitting on Kajabi right now. Your girl's making bank on passive income. I'm pretty sure she recently bought herself a holiday because she was through passive income. So 100% like affiliate marketing is, I think it's personally probably the best way. She doesn't have a big audience, but she just has she has a service that she within that service sells a product on behalf of somebody else. Like ClickFunnels has a pretty good
they're good too.
ClickFunnels also has a pretty good one as well, affiliate marketing.
Go High Level.
Go High Levels is pretty healthy as well. So if you're using a system and you sell build outs on that system, genius. Really easy way for you to make passive income. And honestly, in today's economy and in today's environment, done for you services are just like so powerful right now if you want to make really good money. Yes, it's a little bit of work, but the passive income that you can make on the side on this is genuinely so good. I think affiliate marketing can be great. What are the downsides to affiliate marketing?
Yeah, so is it actually passive though? Because if said person who we're talking about took her foot off the gas with business and it dried up.
Well, yeah, because she would have the people that she perpetuates that money anyway. Because as long as they stay on Kajabi, she continues to make money.
Yeah.
And the best part about it's so smart because they've got sunk cost bias.
Yeah,
so if they paid her $10,000 to build out their entire Kajabi stuff, they're not going to want to move off the platform because they've got that sunk cost, and then they're going to keep paying the monthly fees. I think it's genius, and it's one of the rarities. And so, because there's a lot of affiliate marketing that we're going to dive into now that I actually don't think is very good, and I think is a bit off. But I think that version of it, if you are doing build outs, for example, if you're a website designer and WordPress did affiliate marketing, genius, that would be a really, really natural thing. So the one thing about affiliate marketing that I think that people do wrong really quickly is that people try and affiliate with people with no audiences. So, for example, if we got our clients to be affiliates of Success School and to go out and try and sell people into Success School and get a kickback from us, what that would require is for our clients to have big audiences of small business owners and entrepreneurs. Now, they may have one or two, and that might work, but as a long-term strategy, you really want to tap into someone's audience that has a really big concentrated audience of what you sell. So if you are planning to sell your course through affiliate marketing, you're going to want to tap into people with huge audiences, not just small little ones and twos and threes. You really want to tap into people with massive audiences. So if you're trying to grow your business by using other people's word of mouth to grow your business, you really want to tap into big audiences for that. So number 2 that we have here on passive income, low ticket courses. This is the number one thing that our clients come to us wanting to sell passively is low ticket products. So courses, products, it could be digital products, mini courses, small courses, PDFs, ebooks, any of those sorts of things. What would your advice be, and what are your thoughts on making passive income that way?
So we're big on the Master of One and Success School, and it's basically just nail one thing and do it super well. Problem when you start adding low ticket courses, they have their own energy that's required for their success. So yeah, I could go and build a course right now on Facebook ads and sell that out, but if there's no one actually driving the sales of that, it's not going to go anywhere. So you would have to have an ad strategy, and then even if you did have an ad strategy, that ad strategy would stop working. And then you would need to change creative, copy, targeting, all that type of stuff. So there's nothing passive about that. So it would work passively, these low ticket courses, once again, if you had a massive audience and people were going through your Instagram, your social media, website, whatever it is, finding it and then buying it without you doing anything. but it basically only works if you're famous or you're really good at ads.
And you create a lot of content. Like, the people who are spouting low ticket courses right now on Instagram, they've got big audiences, but they're still showing up every single day, making content to sell that stuff, to sell on their stories. They're showing up, they're writing new ads, they're creating new copy. There's no version of you making a course and then it just selling passively without marketing it. Like, you'd have to market it. You need a sales process.
Yeah.
A lot of the people who are making, passive income, like I said, have team members. And yeah, that's fine, but you still have to manage those team members. You have KPIs for those team members. And so, guys, we don't want to say passive income doesn't work, because it can. We just want to help you get a really realistic understanding of what it actually takes, because it's not as simple as everybody makes it out to be.
As soon as you start adding in other stuff, it gets a little bit complex and you'll find you'll lose mojo and momentum. So like one product, one offer, one service, one target market, one main marketing channel, 1 year.
With low ticket, guys, it takes just as much work to sell low ticket as it does to sell high ticket. Just a different funnel, but it requires, if you to make the same amount of money, it requires the same amount of work, if not more, to be able to sell that.
So, Steph, talk to us about number 3. So we're talking about making money on YouTube. So is that passive or is that active, or like tell us about the mechanics of it?
We did a bit of research on this topic before we jumped on, because we've never really sold anything that we would see as passive, and that's because Tim and I work for everything that we have to this day. Even our low ticket courses, we have to actively show up to sell. And write emails and push out marketing campaigns and have focus on.
Yeah. And
so because of that, we had to do a bit of research, because we were like, okay, well, what do people believe passive income really is? And people were saying, oh yeah, we're making money on YouTube. So, I think it's once you get over 1,000 subscribers, I think that YouTube starts to pay you for every video that you create,
like
and every
$1.92.
$1.92 per viewer.
No.
Per video.
Like per 100,000.
Okay, cool. So, you can, again, and this comes back to the fact that and Instagram does the same. Instagram does pay you per view once you get to a certain point. But the thing is that you have to, again, build the audience. Now, building an audience takes so much work, okay? So if you guys think about right now, your social media audience that you've got on your social media, how long has it taken you to get there, and how much work have you had to put in to get that following? Crazy. It's been a lot of work. Gosh, Tim, you've been at this for...
ever
10 years, 15 years, you're at 7,000 followers. It's hard work, to be fair. For a lot of the time, you weren't trying to grow your audience, but it takes a lot of hard work, guys. And so if you are, we were watching a guy called Hamza recently, who's making a lot of money on YouTube and with low ticket courses. And what he's become incredible at is script writing, recording, presenting, and getting himself in rooms with the right people, all of which are skills that take thousands of hours to learn. And so these are things that, when it comes to these, making money on YouTube, yes, you can once you get there. And YouTube is probably one of the slowest platforms to build on.
100%.
Yeah.
So if you think about affiliate marketing, low ticket courses, making money on YouTube, to have any of those things work, you need one thing. And that one thing is you need a brand and you need an audience. If you do not have a brand and you don't have an audience, you're not going to make any of these passively at all. So I just want to throw in another one here, and we'll just chat about this. I think probably real estate, and we're talking about once you have the money and you are at a financial point of view where you can invest in real estate, that's pretty passive for me. So we haven't really done anything besides pay our bills to make $400,000 in the last 18 months, realistically. So I think once you have the money, investing it in something like that could be good. This is not financial advice, by the way. This is just my personal opinion on this. Buying precious metals, dollar cost averaging in the stock market or cryptocurrencies or whatever that looks like for you can also be a good option. They are very passive things that are just going to move and change according to the markets. You don't really have to do anything for it. These other ones, these actual business ones and these online making money stuff, require a lot of effort, guys. A lot of fucking effort. Affiliate marketing, massive effort. Low ticket courses, more effort, I would say, than high ticket courses. And then making money on YouTube, man, you have to be a great presenter. You got to have your head in the ring for years to get any good at presenting. So first thing is we have a little bit of an audience, and Steph and I sometimes get 100 views on a video. Yeah. 100 views on a video.
Yeah.
And I'd say we're relatively successful.
Yeah.
And then you've got some people that are less successful, quote unquote, worse on video, can't talk and they can't present, and then they want to make money on YouTube or online. Not going to happen.
Yeah, guys, it's just honestly, passive income, real estate and like stocks and shares, like that's where most wealth has been created. That's where most people create their wealth, is in those places. It takes a little bit of time to get to the point where you can afford to start playing those games. But once you get to that point, and again, like if we can push one thing, guys, you just have to have skills. And so many of the skills that you need to be successful in life, in any arena of life, being able to influence people. And so that's writing, that's sales, that's marketing. And you can do that. Like we have friends that work day jobs that are just really skilled in those areas. That we have one friend that's making, millions of dollars a year in a day job because he has the skill of influence. And so if there's anything that you have to work on right now, if you're listening to this podcast, you're like, I do want to get to a point where I have the money to create more passive income, or, I do want to develop my skills so I can build an audience. And I really, really, in the next 5 to 10 years, I dream to, or I desire to have passive income. The thing that you have to be working on is your influence. And that comes down to how you can read, write, and speak. And if you can speak and write really powerfully and really emotively, and you can really dig into helping people solve the problems that they're experiencing, you will amass mass audience really quickly, and then passive income is just going to be a breeze for you.
Yeah, so if you're struggling to grow your brand, you're struggling to grow your audience, look to your skills. So can you write, can you present, can you talk on camera? Are you doing those things consistently? You will build an audience that way. All right, summary for you, Steph.
Yeah, so summary for me is that passive income is not as easy as it is made out to be on the internet. So if you are struggling with passive income and you're frustrated and you're wondering, why is this not working for me? How is everybody else doing this? It's because they've done the reps and then they're getting online and making it seem simpler than it is. And it's not as easy as you think. So if you feel like you're not getting anywhere, hopefully this episode helps you to understand that it just may take a few more years of you getting the skills and doing the reps, but anyone can do it. You just got to get the skills and do the reps. That's it.
All right, guys, if you got some value from this episode, please share it with a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe on whatever platform you guys are on. Obviously, reviews are always appreciated, so we do love those. And send me a message at RealTimFrey if you love the episode.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.